Have you ever looked at your snake plant one morning and noticed a tall flower stalk rising from the center? If you have, you're part of a surprisingly small group of plant owners. Most people keep a snake plant for years, sometimes even decades, without ever seeing a single bloom. That's exactly why, when those tiny white flowers finally appear, the internet fills with questions. Is it a sign the plant is happy? Is it actually stressed? Does flowering mean it's about to die? Or is there something even more surprising happening behind the scenes? The answer isn't what most people think. In fact, once you understand why snake plants bloom, you'll probably look at your own plant very differently. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what your snake plant is trying to tell you, and what you can do if you're hoping to see those rare flowers yourself. At first glance, the snake plant doesn't seem like the kind of plant that would produce delicate, fragrant flowers. Its thick upright leaves are built for survival, not for putting on a show. Native to the dry regions of West Africa, this plant evolved to withstand long periods without rain, poor soil, and intense sunlight. That's one reason it has become one of the world's most popular houseplants. It forgives forgotten watering schedules. It tolerates lower light better than many indoor plants. And it can thrive where other plants struggle. But flowering is a completely different story. Unlike fast-growing annuals that bloom every season, a snake plant flowers only when several conditions quietly come together at the right time. That's why many healthy plants never bloom indoors. So what changes? Here's where most people get confused. Many gardeners believe flowering happens because the plant is under stress. Others insist it only happens when the plant is perfectly happy. The truth sits somewhere in the middle. A mature snake plant doesn't flower because it's suffering. It flowers because it has enough stored energy to reproduce. But interestingly, a small amount of natural environmental stress can help trigger that process. Think of it this way. Imagine you've been saving money for years. You wouldn't spend it on something important until you felt the timing was right. Plants behave in a surprisingly similar way. Producing flowers requires a significant amount of energy. Before investing in reproduction, the plant needs confidence that it has enough resources to complete the job. That confidence comes from months, or even years, of steady, healthy growth. Now look closely at where your snake plant is growing. This is where the mystery often begins to solve itself. Plants receiving bright, indirect light for several hours each day are far more likely to bloom than those hidden in dark corners. That surprises many people because snake plants can survive low light. But surviving isn't the same as thriving. In brighter conditions, the leaves produce more energy through photosynthesis, giving the plant the reserves it needs to support flowering. You might also notice another pattern. Many blooming snake plants have slightly crowded roots. This doesn't mean the plant likes being trapped forever in a tiny pot. Instead, a snug root system often signals maturity. Rather than spending energy producing new roots, the plant begins shifting some of that energy toward reproduction. It's a subtle biological cue, not a magic trick. Then comes one of the biggest mistakes beginners make: overwatering. Ironically, the better people think they're caring for their snake plant, the less likely it may be to flower. Snake plants store water inside their thick leaves. They expect the soil to dry between waterings. Constantly wet soil keeps the roots stressed in the wrong way, reducing oxygen and increasing the risk of rot. On the other hand, allowing the potting mix to dry completely before watering again more closely mimics the seasonal conditions the plant experiences in nature. Researchers studying drought-adapted plants have long observed that moderate environmental changes, not extreme neglect, can encourage reproductive growth in many succulent species. The key word is moderate. A severely dehydrated plant isn't preparing to bloom. It's simply trying to survive. And here's something many people don't expect. If your snake plant finally flowers, the show doesn't last very long. The blossoms usually open over several evenings. They release a surprisingly sweet fragrance, especially after sunset. Some people compare the scent to jasmine or vanilla. Others don't notice it until they walk past the plant late at night. Each individual flower is small, but together, they create one of the most unexpected displays you'll ever see from such a tough-looking houseplant. If pollinated, those flowers can even develop small orange berries, although this is uncommon indoors. So, can you actually encourage your snake plant to bloom? Yes, but notice the word encourage. No fertilizer, homemade tonic, or secret ingredient can guarantee flowers. Instead, focus on creating the conditions the plant naturally responds to. Give it bright, indirect light. Use a well-draining potting mix. Allow the soil to dry before watering again. Avoid moving it constantly from room to room. Don't rush to repot every year. And above all, be patient. Many snake plants need several years before they're mature enough to flower. The bloom isn't a reward. It's simply the next chapter in the plant's life cycle. Perhaps that's what makes these flowers so special. Unlike plants that bloom every season, a snake plant asks for something much rarer: time, quiet consistency, and just enough care. Not too much, not too little. When those delicate flowers finally appear, they aren't announcing magic. They're showing that your plant has reached a remarkable stage of healthy maturity. And honestly, that's pretty amazing on its own. So now I'm curious. Has your snake plant ever bloomed? If it has, tell us how old it was and where you keep it in the comments below. Your experience might help another plant lover finally solve the mystery in their own home. And if you enjoyed uncovering the science behind one of the most fascinating indoor plants, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more evidence-based plant care tips, and I'll see you in the next one.